Frag Attack Radio.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, baby, for another episode of Frag Tag Radio. Here with you today are you boys, Pradius
and Jay to the Ray, a.k.a. the Rain Man.
baby. So first we want to get those plugs out there. And Jayray knows them all.
I don't know anymore. Game RSS.
Yep.
Appy Gamer.
The big one. Happy makes you happy.
Both of them on iOS.
Gaming News and Reviews.
Game RSS is on Android. Game News and Reviews.
Filter Gaming.
Game On.
Game On.
What else?
Is that it?
Xbox Game News.
Yep.
Xbox Game News. Shouts to Troy over there, Game On.
Shouts. And then, of course, you can always catch us on Twitter at FragTag Radio.
Stitcher.
Podcast
app on iOS.
TuneIn.
YouTube.
Facebook. And if you want that episode 15 seconds before it goes up everywhere else, fragtagradio.com is the only way.
Like, subscribe, follow.
Friend.
Thumbs up.
Give us a
comment. Comment on YouTube.
Even if it's a negative comment, I don't care.
You do. You just can't help yourself.
Just can't help myself. What the motherfucker say right there?
You gotta love the Frag Tag Radio YouTube page because there's 80 comments on there, but 40 of them are him saying thanks.
Appreciate the comment.
Driving them comments up. So we get 40 comments. It looks like 80 because after every comment it's a thanks.
I always put their name too. Thanks, so and so.
That's real personal of you.
I know. I like to make it personal.
It's real. That's real nice of you.
So you're watching this. Make sure you leave a comment. I'm guaranteed. I promise. I will get on there and I will say thanks, comma, whatever your name is. I will. Might even put a little smiley face on the end.
You might even see something on our page that
two.
said, "Hey, thanks for commenting on my car upgrading video."
That 2012 Chelsea jersey, though.
Yes, sir. Might even pull out a 2013 soon.
You got one of them, Jack?
I got 2013, 14, 2011. I got them all.
What about the 2015?
Well, that's part of the 2014 one.
Yeah?
2014/2015. I got the yellow one. Eden Hazard.
That makes everything all right. So, been playing some Sunset Overdrive. The folks over at Microsoft sent it to us for review. I'm working on my written review right now. By the time you see this, the written review will be up. So you can feel free to go ahead and read that for the full lot of information at fragtagradio.com. But so, Jerry, you sat down and played it for a little bit before we sat down for the episode. What are your thoughts on it from the little bit that you played?
I liked it a lot. It's fun. It definitely has a different tone than a lot of the games that I've played or that have come out recently, like The Evil Within, Destiny, Alien Isolation, so many dark games. Well, Destiny's not really dark, but
it tries to take itself serious.
Yeah, I mean, when you're fighting a hive on the moon, it's a little bit dark,
yeah.
But it's fun. It's light, very, very, very light. It's I like it a lot, man. It's a deeper system than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, upgrading all your guns individually. I noticed with them having levels and being able to apply amps to them. Okay, I can see where the customize. Well, that's another thing. The customization is freaking
pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's huge, absolutely huge. So Mosquito's apparently going to join us on the podcast. That's the Frag Tag Radio studio for you, baby. A little Mosquito coming over here.
I missed him.
And you know those Virginia mosquitoes, boy.
He must have flew right up in the wind.
But yeah, great. I really do like it though. It definitely has an Infamous feel to me, which is one of my favorite genres. And they're different games, and Infamous doesn't have weapons, but in a sense that they're both open world games that require a lot of grinding and different ways to get around other than walking, and no vehicles. And the tone feels a lot like Infamous. I mean, it's hard to explain, but the tone feels very similar. And even the art style is a little bit similar. I mean, not right on, but
To me, it feels like Jet Set Radio, Crackdown, and Ratchet and Clank kind of mixed together.
Yeah. If you played Infamous, I think you'd see it.
I've seen videos of it.
I mean, played it. I didn't ask you to see videos.
Other than the open world part and a little bit of grinding, I don't know. It feels more like Jet Set Radio.
Well, that's how you get around in Infamous a lot, is grinding on things like that, and that's why it feels a lot like that to me.
It's the same way in Jet Set Radio, and I think the art style is more similar to Jet Set Radio's art style.
Yeah, I mean, but I haven't played Jet Set Radio.
It's a classic.
I know, but not to me.
You been playing on Dreamcast, yo?
Nope, sure didn't.
Wasn't it on Saturn too? Probably was.
But yeah, that's what it reminds me of, is Infamous. It's got a real Infamous feel to it. The only thing it doesn't have compared to Infamous is the comic element to it.
Crazy over the top. No, you don't see a lot of games like that anymore. Like you were saying a minute ago, like it seems like most games that come out these days are all trying to be super dark or super serious. Only a real game other than I can think of would be Saints Row.
Saints Row. I was gonna say Saints Row has got that kind of humor.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, this game doesn't have the same type of humor as Saints Row, like that 5-year-old immaturity to it. Not that it doesn't have its charm, but it's, Saints Row is a little ridiculous at times. When you play Saints Row, you can feel your IQ dropping.
Right.
I mean, you really can. Not that it's not fun, because Saints Row is really fun, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, especially look at the games coming out that we were just talking about. You got Far Cry 4, you got Assassin's Creed Unity, you've got Dragon Age.
Speaking of Saints Row, Get Out of Hell.
Yeah. You got Master Chief Collection, you got Advanced Warfare. So you've got all these games, and none of them are really along this line.
No.
Another game that I'm really looking forward to, just to change subjects briefly, is I can't wait for Grand Theft Auto for the new consoles.
Yeah, me too.
It looks incredible.
And I'm glad that you can transfer your characters over.
Yeah. Well, I know you do,
GTA
especially, because you really
like level
put
120.
a lot of work into it. Yeah, I didn't put that much work into it, but I did get a bunch of races in. So.
Yeah, and plus I had unlocked, it took forever to unlock, the tank, the attack chopper.
Yeah.
And all those different vehicles.
And it looks so good. Oh, it looks so good. It's getting...
They were saying that you can do first person while driving now.
Yeah, they're supposedly... They haven't even mentioned all... They've got some tricks up their sleeve for it.
And the game's supposed to be coming out in a few weeks.
I know.
What are they waiting for to announce all this?
They expanded online.
Yeah.
From 16 to 32? Is that
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Make the world feel even more chaotic than they already were.
Yeah. Heists. Can you please tell me what the hell happened to the heists online?
Somebody was saying this. I don't know if it was you or Matt. Well, they were saying that they think that they decided to just wait for the launch of the
very well could be
the next gen version.
But
and
if I'm
at the same time,
if I never would have bought a next gen console and I still had Grand Theft Auto online for Xbox 360, I'd be pissed right now because I was promised heists.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're still going to put it on the old versions too.
Oh, they will. Of course they will. But I was promised heists. And I haven't gotten them yet. And it was supposed to be a couple months away when the game was released.
Yeah. Well.
We're here. We're a year later.
We are. No heists.
Damn sure no heists. We're over a year later.
People creating their own heists on GTA Online.
It's crazy.
Making up their own games.
I
did love having the thing of having your own apartment. And being able to change it up, pimp things out. And have your garage with all your whips in there that you've upgraded.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing the campaign all the way through. Because, I got started deep into the campaign, and then I got addicted to online because you kept on bugging me to get online.
Oh, you never finished the campaign?
No, because you kept bugging me to get online because you had finished it, so I kind of just dropped the campaign and started playing online and working on upgrading my online character. And I planned on, of course, going back, but then the new consoles, I got Xbox One and everything for 360 kind of. Yeah. But anyway, moving on from that back to Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, I like it, man. It's goofy. It's a real goofy game, but it's cool. It's slick. It's good looking. Is it the best looking game you're going to play on the next gen consoles? No, but it's not about that with this game.
Yeah. It's more about being just pure fun.
Yeah.
And it's the art style that makes it look good.
Yeah. You know what? Gotham City Imposters maybe a little bit too. No PvP, but can't you feel a little Gotham City Imposters in it a little bit?
Yeah, you could. I mean, even a little
the guns.
Yeah, the guns are definitely zany. I would say they're even more zany than Gotham City Imposters. Like, I don't know. There's so many guns in Sunset Overdrive too. Like, I feel like I've been playing a good amount of the game, and I've only unlocked like half of them. I think, and I've still got like a ton more to get. So, and there's just you've got what feels like an almost endless arsenal of crazy guns, and no one gun feels like another gun. So,
except for nothing but the hits and the.
Yeah, well, because that's a pre-order thing
yeah.
where it's pretty much the same gun, but
I was shocked at how many guns I saw in the brief time that I played it.
Yeah, and another thing that's cool is that each gun, if you select it and look at it, it's got pictures of the different types of enemies, and then it's got stars under each one.
How well they do.
Yeah, letting you know how well that gun is against certain enemies. So no one gun is good for all enemy types.
Which is good, and that's that's something Insomniac did with Resistance, with their weapon wheel, which is a lot of people that are only Xbox gamers probably aren't familiar with Resistance. And not that Resistance is the greatest thing, but it had its bright moments. But anyways, there was no weapon. One of the things that made Resistance so awesome is the unique guns and what they called the weapon wheel. And people went apeshit when they took the weapon wheel out. And that's something Insomniac did. And they kind of put that into Sunset Overdrive. And I love that. And you got your weapon wheel, and then you've got your guns in each slot, and you can kind of switch them in and out. And there's tons of them with different ammo, and they are all useful in certain situations. So you don't have those guns that just sit there.
Right.
While you use your favorite two all throughout the whole thing, it forces you to switch it up. Plus, I can't speak for this because I didn't get deep into Sunset Overdrive.
And that's a problem with a lot of games these days.
Yes, it is.
There's like one or two guns, and
that's
you use
awesome.
those the whole game.
Once you get that gun, you don't use anything else.
Even Destiny has that problem.
Watch Dogs. I had that with Watch Dogs.
All the guns in Destiny, I just pretty much use the service regime all the time.
Yeah. Well, Watch Dogs had that problem.
Yeah.
Once you get that 5-star gun in Watch Dogs, that assault rifle, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
You might switch to a sniper rifle.
Speaking of games with dogs in the name, Sleeping Dogs, same way.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I have started playing the tag on it. I can't think of the name of it for Watch Dogs. The DLC, the expansion, playing as T-Dog.
Oh right.
T-Bone. I should have something to talk about there next week. So.
Yeah, but so, I thought that was really cool how they had the star rating system to let you know that like this gun is not good against these enemies, but it could be really good against these type of enemies, and it really does make you constantly switch up your guns.
One game
based on who you're fighting.
Some games that do a good job of that though are games like Mosquito's back again for more, but games like The Evil Within, where their ammo is so scarce that you're forced to use certain guns because it's the only guns you have ammo for. Dead Space comes to mind.
Yeah.
Dead Space did a great job with that.
Yeah.
Because they had unique weapons, but it forced you, because you might be, being run up on by some aliens and you only have ammo for your worst gun. But I like that. I've always liked games that do that.
Yeah.
BioShock kind of did that too well. So there are some games that have done that well.
Nice. We got him.
Who needs a remote? I smash you with my hand. But yeah. So Sunset Overdrive impressed me. It did.
Yeah. So let's see. On top of the guns, you've got the amps, which the amps are something that you get from this dude Floyd, who you
5
meet
types, right?
at the very beginning of the game. Yeah. There's
Hero.
There's 2 types of hero. You got hero and extra hero.
Then you got
melee
weapon.
Melee weapon. Then your ground pound.
Melee and then weapon, right? And then epic.
Weapon amps are separate.
That's I think it goes. The categories are melee, weapon, epic, hero, and then there's one after hero that I can't remember what it was.
It's the ground pound. But no, there's 2 heroes.
Oh, there is.
There's hero and hero extra.
That's for the final bar, right?
The weapon amps aren't in the amp menu. You actually go to your weapon wheel and select the weapon.
Oh, that's right. You have to hit X when you get in there. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but so the amps can do different things. Let's see. The melee ones pretty much power up your melee attack with different types of stuff. Like one of them lets you shoot fireballs whenever you swing your weapon. Another one shoots out a giant tornado whenever you swing your weapon.
When you roll, you do damage.
Yep.
That's the first one you
and
get.
that's part of your overcharge meter, which I'll get into in just a minute.
Style? That's the same as the style meter, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And then the hero ones, those can work for both single player and multiplayer, like the one in the video. Where you can see the green pluses following behind me. That is health, so that if I'm playing in multiplayer, any players who are low on health can jump and grind behind me and get their health back. If you're playing single player, I've got one that creates like this shield effect. Whenever an enemy melees me up close, it knocks them backwards.
Right.
Ground pound ones, I've got one that like shoots fireballs out when I pound the ground. I got another one when I do the ground pound, it shoots out like shards of glass. All sorts of different crazy amps. And anyways, to get amps, some amps you can get by completing story missions as rewards for completing story missions. Other ones you'll purchase from Floyd, who I was saying is one of the first people you'll meet. Some of the amps you can just purchase outright, and you purchase them with getting collectibles from around the map, like stinky shoes, toilet paper, destroying security cameras, things like that, and then you trade those in for amps. Like I said, some of the amps are more powerful than others, and when you have those more powerful amps, it goes into this like sort of mini game where you have to defend the vats where he cooks up the amps, and this is like
which is like a tower defense
type of deal, where you set traps around the base, and then you'll unlock more traps as you play as well. I think you start out with 2 traps.
Just grind around over top.
But you can have a maximum of 4 traps equipped at one time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I didn't get into all that. The traps. Is there a wheel for traps similar to the weapon wheel?
Yeah, it's a D-pad.
Oh, okay. So that's your 4 traps. And do you set them on the ground, or okay.
You just select which one you want with the D-pad, then hold down the right bumper, and you'll see where the trap will drop, and then you let go of the bumper, and it places it wherever you have the cursor set. So some of the traps, they've got a trap that like flings enemies across the map, or you can set it up to where you can have it fling them into another trap.
Right.
So like if they've got the one trap that's like lawnmower blades that like swings around and cuts people up.
Okay.
So you can set the fling trap up to fling them into that.
Okay.
They've got bounce traps. Like they've got this one where it's like a giant pad, and if you bounce on it, it shoots out this freeze stuff that freezes any enemies that are near it.
Roman candle type.
They
sparkler,
got another one
that's the sparkler acid that spits acid. Was that a trap?
That's a gun where it shoots out like these landmine things that are sprinklers, and they shoot acid all around.
I saw that. I wasn't sure if that was a gun or a trap.
Yeah, it was a gun. Another trap is like a bounce pad with a bunch of landmines around it, and if you bounce on it, it blows up all the landmines, killing any enemies that are around it. They got another one that's like a giant set of speakers, and any enemies that gets near it, it'll let out like loud bass sound and knock them around, stuff like that.
We'll let them figure out the rest of them.
Yeah. See. Traps can be leveled up as well. Pretty much everything in the game can be leveled up.
And a lot of depth to the game.
You just level up stuff by using it. Guns is the same thing. If you want to level up a gun, just use it. The more you use it, the more it levels up.
Question.
I'd say
have you finished the campaign?
If you do just the story mission, probably 15 to 20 hours. I'm right at the end of the campaign now. I've been doing a lot of side missions as well, too, though, so I'm kind of past the 20-hour mark. You meet a lot of factions during the play. Like, you've got, what did you call those RPGers?
LARP.
Yeah, the LARPs. The LARPers. You meet them, and there's main story quests with each faction, and they also have side quests that you can optionally do with each faction, too.
Well, what do you get for doing those side quests?
You get cans of overcharge, which are like currency in the game that you can use to buy new guns from Two Hat Jack, which Two Hat Jack is the weapon vendor.
And guess what he has?
Two Hat.
Yeah.
Right on his head. And you can also unlock amps from completing side missions. So there's like exclusive amps that you can only get from doing these certain side missions.
Death from above.
And stuff like that.
So yeah, that's now tell them about the online integration with single player.
Yeah, so I was able to test out the multiplayer for about 2.5 hours last night with some of the team over at Microsoft, and they were kind of walking us through, showing us all the different multiplayer modes. There's actually a bunch of different ones. When I first heard about that there was a co-op mode called Chaos Mode in Sunset Overdrive, I thought that was going to be one mode. That Chaos Mode was just one single thing, where actually the word chaos just means multiplayer in the world of Sunset Overdrive. You go to Chaos Mode, and there's 4 sections of the city. You can choose if you want to play in just this section of the city, this section, or this section, or you can choose all sections. So it's up to you. And then it'll match you up with other players, and then it drops you into the game. There's a whole bunch of different mission types that y'all can play co-op together. One of them is like the VAT defense, like we were just talking about. There's another one called like the floor is lava, where the whole floor is covered with lava, and your whole team has to stay up grinding on the rails and move around and collect these balloons of the Fizco mascot dude and bring them back to the capture point. And you have to try and bring a certain number of them back. Your team does before time runs out, or you fail the mission. There's another one that was really cool where the Fizco bots, which are the security bots that work for Fizco, have set up like road blockade somewhere, and there's a hot dog cart at the opposite end of the street at the road blockade, and your team pretty much has to go back and forth between the hot dog cart and the roadblock, picking up these giant bombs you hold on your shoulder that look like a giant hot dog. You go to the road blockade and place them in front of the blockade so you can blow up the blockade. And then if you're able to blow up the blockade before the time runs out, then you win. There's another mode where it's all about just who can grind the best and the fastest, where they've got like numbers sprinkled along the grinding lines.
I know a girl that would win that.
And pretty much whoever collects the biggest numbers and gets the biggest score out of your team is the one who wins that. But it's also a concentrated team effort. Your team has to collect a certain number of score collectively before time runs out, or you all fail. So even though it's all about who gets the highest score, it's also about everybody trying to get as much as they can to win as a team as well. So and that's just a few of them. There was like 2 or 3 more modes. At the end of every session, it'll come up and it'll let you vote on what type of event your party wants to do next. And then you vote, and then you go play. It's pretty much just constant in motion. Like I was telling Jerry before the show, my only real complaint about it was that at the end of each mission, when it's time to start the next mission, you actually have to, sometimes the next mission might be clear across the map, and sometimes it might take a good 5 minutes to get over there, which, you just spend 5 minutes just doing nothing but running to the next destination, and you're not doing anything fun along the way. So
You could, though.
You could if you wanted, but there's a bonus for if you reach the destination first before anybody else in your party. So everybody's scurrying, trying to get there as fast as they can. And it's pretty much just a giant race to the next checkpoint is what it is.
You get?
You get a bonus score, like 2,000 extra score or something like that. But nothing serious. But
sounds to me like it could end up being cool.
Yeah, to me, I just think it would be funner if it just moved you straight into the next activity and the action just kept rolling, But maybe that's just me. I'm sure some people would probably enjoy the break between missions. So it's all in the eye of the beholder. Like I said, some people might like it, some might not.
So what happens if Joe Schmo puts his controller down at the end of the match and goes in and gets something to eat while everybody else gets to the mission?
Once a certain number of people reach the mission, then the mission will start anyway, even if one person isn't there yet. So it'll just start the mission without you. And then even if it starts without you and you come back from taking a piss or whatever, you can pick up the controller and continue on and go to the area and still help your team out with the mission. You don't lag out or anything. I'm sure if you probably stood there for too long, it would lag you out, but I didn't sit there for 20 minutes to see if it would let me do that. Like it does on Destiny, where if you stand there for 5 minutes, it lags you out. I think it's actually 15 minutes on Destiny, but yeah, it was really great game. Like I said, there's a ton of content in the game. There's a ton of depth. On top of the amps, there's also overdrives, which you earn simply by just playing the game. The more you grind, you'll earn points for grinding. The more you use hand weapons, single shot weapons, you'll earn points for using single shot weapons. Automatic weapons, you'll earn points for those. And you can use those to unlock overdrives, which are perks that you can equip to your character in addition to amps. Overdrives, like the grinding one, you can equip one that'll make you your style meter will fill up faster, 20% faster, 30%, 40%, 50%, the more you level it up. Like you start out, you unlock, say, at level 1, it'll increase your grind meter 10% faster. And then you level it up again, and then it goes to 20%, and then it maxes out at 50%. Weapons, you can upgrade those by allowing you to carry more ammo. Like I think I've maxed out the hand cannon one where I can now carry 100% more hand cannon ammo or single shot weapon ammo. And then there's also ones for particular enemy types, like the scabs, which are the human players that are hostile, that are the enemies. You can equip an overdrive that'll let you do 10% more damage to them. Or the robots, there's one that'll let you do more damage to them. There's ones that'll decrease the incoming damage to you. All sorts of different stuff. It's all just, you'll unlock those as you play. There's nothing special you have to do to unlock those. But like I said, if you think about it, the guns to level up, the traps to level up, the amps on the guns, the overdrives. There's a ton of stuff you can equip to your character to make yourself more badass.
Yeah, definitely is.
And that's not even touching on to the cosmetic stuff where you can completely customize your character. And you unlock new outfits and pieces of outfits and stuff to make, pimp out your character as you play as well.
Yeah.
Another thing that reminds me, at the end of multiplayer matches, based on the score of your team, it'll fill up this meter. And the farther along that meter you get like a spin if you reach certain parts of the meter for each part. So if you reach like the third part of the meter, you'll get 3 spins. And whatever that lands on is what your reward is for completing that mission. You might get something cosmetic, or it could be an upgrade for one of your guns, or it could be some overcharge, some cash to spend on buying stuff. It all depends. Real quick, I'll just touch on the story. So pretty much this company Fizco has created this energy drink, Overcharged Delirium XT. They're holding this like a midnight release event that your character is at. You actually were your character
working for him.
Yeah, you're like the trash guy, little lowly guy, dead end job. Yeah, and everybody starts drinking it, and then before you know it, everybody starts turning into OD. Everything goes to shit, and you're in the thing. And then Fizco has blocked the outskirts of the city with this, with barricades that make it so that you can't get out of the city. So the whole thing of the game is you're trying to find a way out of the city. And then there's also a couple characters you meet in the game who want to expose Fizco for some sort of conspiracy, and so you're trying to find out more about them as you go along. The dude Walter, who's the first character you meet, he's actually the ex-head of security at Fizco, which they fired him and replaced him with the robots. They found that they used to have a regular humans at security, and then they invented the robots and fired that guy. So he's pretty bitter.
Poor Walter.
Yeah, poor guy.
Poor Walter.
But yeah, overall, really awesome game. There's a ton of stuff to do. You'll definitely get your money's worth if you decide to pick it up. It's just a great game. I would say 4.5 frags.
I'd say that sounds pretty accurate.
4.5 frags. Yeah, and so that's Sunset Overdrive. Like I said, if you want to hear more about it, get a more in-depth, I got my
more
review.
More in-depth than that?
On fragtagradio.com.
More in-depth than that?
More in-depth than that.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's more in-depth.
I don't know.
It's more.
Unless you list all the traps and all the guns. It's not getting any more in-depth than that.
It's all in there.
Remember where you heard it third.
Heard third.
Anyway. All right, moving on. Maya, Killer Instinct, Season 2.
Yep.
I like Maya as a character a lot. Probably even more than TJ Combo, which is hard to believe because Maya's another character that has additional meters, has 2 daggers, each dagger, temperance, and gosh, I can't. Oh God, I'm drawing a blank, man. Anyway,
it's a dagger with a name.
Yeah, they. You can throw them and do special moves with them, but she also drops them as she throws them, and you got to go pick them up. Well, if you only have one equipped, that dagger levels up. If you have both equipped, naturally both of them level up.
Right.
So you always are constantly, it's a game of going and picking up your daggers. So when you're fighting Maya, one of the things you want to do is kind of shield her away from her daggers. That takes a lot of power away from her. Yeah, it's Maya is a quarter circle character. It's 90% of her main moves are quarter circle commands, and she's fast. She's tall. Not as fast as Orchid or Saberwolf or Jago, even though I'd say right on par with Jago.
Yeah,
probably right on par with Jago. But yeah, I mean Orchid and Saberwolf are the two fastest characters in the game.
Sadira's pretty fast too.
Yeah, Sadira is pretty fast, but I'm talking about just up in your face style. Those are the two real Thunderbolt characters, and Maya is not quite there, but also not quite Thunder. You know what I mean? Right. Whereas Thunder is real strong and slow and big. I'd say Maya's kind of right in between.
TJ Combo's pretty fast too.
TJ Combo is fast, very fast. And TJ Combo has some perks to him too, whereas he basically has 6 punches instead of 3 kicks, 3 punches, which makes it harder for combo breakers. But because with combo breakers, if you see somebody doing,
I actually liked him a lot. I think he's my favorite out of the 2 characters.
Don't get me wrong, I love TJ Combo, love him, but I think, and I'm surprised about this myself because I really remember I said I hope that these characters aren't additional meters like Fulgor and Spinal. Well, Maya's was, but it's real simple, and not that the others aren't simple to learn, but you can jump in and Maya has a good feel to her, and especially me, my favorite character being Saberwolf. TJ Combo is a back forward character, so I thought that TJ Combo would be right up my alley, and he is. I like using him, but I don't know, something about Maya. Maya just feels good to play with, and anyway, Maya is a really fun character. As far as which character she is the best match against,
I think it sucks they still don't have the arcade story missions for either of them out yet.
Yeah, if they make us wait until the whole season.
Not only do they only give us 2 characters for the beginning of season 2, they don't even have the story ready for either of those 2 characters.
They're going to make us wait for all season 2 before they release the story for those. I'm going to tell you why. Because there's going to be a new boss. Guarantee you there is going to be.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have Idol Gargles in there.
Gargos. I would hope Idol would be before Gargos.
And then there's also the boss who got hinted at the end of season 1, Arya, who's like I think that's the ghost that they were hinting at or whatever.
I think they're just going to be playable, though. Well, we know Riptor and Cinder are all but confirmed. They are confirmed because they showed all the season 2 characters, but they were blacked out.
Yeah.
But there was a clear dinosaur in one of them, and then they actually showed Sindor.
Cinder, yeah.
Yeah. Riptor and Cinder, not Sindor. But yeah, Cinder looked amazing. Like, not like glowy lava looking, but like flames coming out looking.
Yeah.
So, gosh, I could talk Killer Instinct for days. I just love it.
There's rumors that Tusk might be in this season too.
Tusk probably is because of one of the characters I could see being Tusk. Check out the season 2 trailer. It shows all the characters coming out, but other than Maya and TJ Combo, the rest of them are just black.
Like outlines?
Outlines, but you can see their figure, and they're all next to each other. So you can clearly see Riptor. Cinder, I've actually seen. So yeah. Again, I'm sure Tusk is going to be in there. All the characters are going to make their way in. There's going to be a couple new characters too. So
yeah,
one of them looks like it could be Gargos. So that's what.
Oh yeah, that's actually KillerInstinctCentral.com. That's what everybody on there is saying, that he's going to be one of the playable characters.
Yeah. One of them looks like Gargos. So, we'll see.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
which would be cool though if they had him in there.
Sure, yeah.
Also season 2, they've changed up the way some of the mechanics work.
I will say this. I know you don't like the way it looks. I mean, I think it does. The
UI looks shitty.
Yeah, but I will say this. They've streamlined the hell out of it, because one thing Killer Instinct was a mess with was menus. It was menus upon menus upon menus, and it was like 700 things in the list. Right. Now there's 3. Single player, multiplayer, store.
Right.
That's it. And they just streamlined everything. The way you can hit the character tab and clearly see how much farther you got to go to level up every single character and what you will unlock when you hit the next level. And it streamlines everything, and I like that. Now the font, yeah, they didn't use the Killer Instinct font.
They didn't use the Killer Instinct font.
It's a little bit pixelated.
Yeah, and also it's pixelated, and they used blue instead of the traditional Killer Instinct red.
I like that though, because
gold.
I think that their thing there was it's season 2. It kind of gave it that different color, different.
It doesn't look like Killer Instinct though. If it didn't have the Killer Instinct logo there, I wouldn't know it was Killer
Well,
Instinct.
I agree with you. If they could have changed the color but kept the Killer Instinct font,
yeah,
that would have been fine.
Yeah, and it's not just in the menus too. Like even when you're fighting and it pops up with the titles and stuff, it's in that new font. And
when you go to download Killer Instinct Season 2, it's blue. When you download it, Killer Instinct, it's red. Same logo, just blue instead of red.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind so much, but I will say they could have put a little bit more time into making the menu look a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's streamlined and it's much more organized.
The character select screen looks archaic.
Yeah.
It looks like something you would have seen in the arcades like back in the 90s.
It looks like Altered Beast.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
But luckily we don't play the game for the menus.
I do. It's all about the menus.
It's all about the menus,
about
baby. Yeah. So anyway, The Evil Within, which we're just going to talk briefly
For
about.
Frag's Killer Instinct 2.
Season 2?
Mm-hmm.
For just 2 characters.
Mm-hmm.
You want to just do a download and delete?
Download.
The Evil Within, this is something that neither me or P have spent enough time with to even really talk about, to be honest with you. But we're going to talk about it anyway, because that's what we do. Anyways, The Evil Within has got mixed reviews.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah.
But
so like Destiny. Yeah.
But you know what I have noticed is The Evil Within, from most of the major outlets, has gotten good reviews. I think Joystick gave it a 4.5 or 4. I have to double check that because I'm not sure, but I know IGN gave it an 8.7. So it's gotten some good reviews. Miyakami, man, it looks good. It looks terrifying. Throughout the game, there's supernatural elements of the game. There's classic horror elements, and it looks like your old school Resident Evil. And man, there's just they say expect to die a whole lot,
right? A
whole lot.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, I plan on digging deep into The Evil Within this week. So,
about Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor. Well, we talked about that on the last show,
but. You haven't dug deep into it yet. When are you going to dig deep?
I've dug in a little bit for that one. I ain't getting real deep. I ain't stuck it in the main vein, but but yeah,
elbow deep up in that jack.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, with Far Cry 4 and Assassin's Creed Unity and Dragon Age coming out, my life.
Master Chief Collection alone is gonna keep you busy till next year.
Yeah, I know. Well, you see, here's the thing. Master Chief Collection, I'm really looking forward to, especially seeing everything. But here's the thing. I am not that Halo... what's the word I'm looking for?
Hardcore?
Hardcore. I liked Halo 4. I liked Halo 3. I've liked all the Halos. But I'm not like your traditionalist to where I'm going to go back and play Halo...
1, 2, 3, and 4?
Classic and stuff like that. I probably will play Halo 1 Anniversary because I didn't do that on 360, and I will play Halo 2 Anniversary for sure. And I'll play some online on the new remastered maps. Mm-hmm. Might even check out Halo 4 again because I love that game so incredibly much. Mm-hmm. But will I play Halo 3 again, a game I've already beaten 2 or 3 times that's not remastered? No, probably not. I'm not going to go back and play
Playing all of them.
I'm not going to go back and play Halo 1's multiplayer online and I'll play the anniversary maps, but I'm not a traditionalist like that, you know what I mean? And how much time I will spend with Halo the Master Chief Collection, me personally, is probably going to be about nowhere near what you spend on it.
Oh yeah. I'll be on it a lot for a long time.
So I mean, are you going to play the old maps?
Over 200 maps plus the new 6 remastered ones. Yeah, I'll be on all of it.
You're going to play Halo 1 unmastered, not the anniversary one. You're going to go back and just play Halo 1.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be freaking awesome, bro.
Okay, I'm sure there's people, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners right now that listen are really looking forward to doing that specific thing. But I'm not a traditionalist like that. It's just not me. It's just I don't know.
Too retro for you?
No, it's not that it's too retro. It's just that Anniversary was there for a reason.
Yeah.
To play to bring it up to date. So why do I want to dig back? I will say this though, Halo has aged really well.
Yeah. Well, also you remember the first Halo didn't have online multiplayer.
It didn't. No, it
was local.
Yeah, where you connected your Xbox, the
right.
LAN.
LAN.
LAN. Yep.
So
we used to go into we used to get.
It's gonna be the first
rooms.
time Halo won, online like that.
When I was young, we used to get hotel rooms and everybody bring their Xboxes and we get drunk parties. As hell and have LAN parties.
Oh yeah. And then before that, it was the GoldenEye parties.
Yeah. Oh man, Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, had some good times.
Back when Nintendo was good.
Yeah. But yeah.
Be all over. Can't wait to watch Halo Nightfall either. And the Halo 5 beta. 8 maps gonna run for 6 weeks. That's insane for a beta.
The Nightfall trailer looked incredible. Yeah. With the Ridley Scott Nightfall one. Yeah. That's gonna be sweet. And then the other one is the
Steven Spielberg TV series next year.
Yeah, that's gonna be good too.
That'll be coming out right around Halo 5, leading up to Halo 5.
Speaking of which, Guardians is going to be getting gameplay footage next week.
At Halo Fest.
Yep.
Yep.
Exciting.
And that'll be from the beta, which we'll be able to play in December.
Yeah, that's right. So, it's gonna be real nice. But yeah, I would definitely say my top 3 most anticipated games right now are the 3 I mentioned:
Hopefully
Dragon Age, Far Cry, and Assassin's Creed.
Hopefully, we'll all be able to get into the Fable Legends beta sometime soon.
I know, right? Why am I not in that right now?
Why isn't anybody in that right now?
I don't know.
Why is no one playing that?
It does not make any sense. It really doesn't. Like, we were supposed to get into it on the 18th. We both have been accepted. Yet, no, nothing.
And lots of other people I know have as well, and no one that I know has been playing it.
So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you ask me. But Dragon Age the Keep, still nothing on that.
That big alpha.
Not the small alpha, the evolved big alpha.
That's about to start on Halloween 30th.
Yeah. Oh man, Evolve's gonna be so good, isn't it?
Be great.
Oh god, how are you?
Isn't that same month as Witcher that's coming out?
Yep. There's a lot been pushed back into that January, February mold. Arkham Knight.
Yeah, both Evolve and Witcher are February, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Or is one of them March?
No, I think both of them are February.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight is in February too, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, there's so many good games coming out, but God, Evolve. I was always wondering, why was I way more excited for that game than you, especially given the fact that Left 4 Dead was like one of your favorite titles ever.
Well, Left 4 Dead was a co-op game, where this is
a straight up co-op game.
But someone plays the bad guy.
What's wrong with that? You were all about that for Fable Legends.
But it's just one person though that you're playing against, not hordes of enemies. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but to me, that's the exciting part.
In Fable Legends, you're playing against
I'm not comparing the game to Fable Legends. I was just using
that one person is controlling a lot of enemies.
I understand the differences. I'm just saying.
Same thing with Left 4 Dead. You're fighting 4 people against a lot of enemies.
But you are essentially doing that in Evolve too. There is just a main goal. I mean, you've got all the wildlife and all the things that you've got to kill to level up.
If you're playing as the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So there's always other things.
I probably won't play as the bad guy unless I'm forced to. I'll probably want to play as the hunters. You won't be forced to. Yeah. I'll probably just stick as the hunters and do the co-op thing.
I think. See, I'm of the flip side. I think both are going to be fun, but I think playing as the bad guy, especially because there's going to be several bad guys, but the way they level up and all the abilities you get, I think that is going to be absolutely awesome. I mean, I've watched some matches with like the different Cthulhu looking guy. Yeah. That guy looks awesome, man. He's got all these abilities that you can unlock along the way. But that game really is going to be impressive.
Yeah,
Turtle Rock kicks ass.
I'm looking forward to the game for sure. Would I rather have Left 4 Dead 3? Yes, I would.
You can still get Left 4 Dead 3. It's not the same studio making it anymore.
Yeah, well, if Valve ever releases it,
they will. It might.
Valve has a problem with 3s. Okay.
Half-Life,
Half-Life,
Portal.
no Portal 3, Team Fortress 2, no Team Fortress 3.
Well, Portal 3 might still come. That's still kind of fresh.
Left 4 Dead, no 3. Like I said, Valve has a problem with 3. All right? We are not going to see a Left 4 Dead 3 ever.
They're going to just drop them all on the same day.
You think so?
Yeah.
That would be insane.
You know what day it's going to be?
That would shut the whole industry down.
You know what day it's going to be?
What?
Well,
Day I die?
Mm-hmm.
Day I die?
It's going to be March 3rd, 2033.
It's a ways away.
332033.
That's ways away.
Maybe it'd be March 3rd, year 3333.
He's 3333.
Yeah, 3333.
A lot of things are going to come out on that day just because it's a very memorable date. When that year comes, if I'm still alive.
You won't be alive.
I won't.
All right. So anyway, moving on. What else?
40.
What else did we have on the sketch?
I think that's it for the sketch.
Nothing else for the sketch?
Nope. Not a lot going on. I've been playing a lot
Titanfall.
of Titanfall. They just added a 4-player co-op mode, which is like horde mode for Titanfall, which I think is really awesome. And I think that's exactly what Titanfall needed because there was literally only competitive multiplayer. There's no traditional campaign. So, everything, this is good if you feel like just taking a break from that competitiveness and just chilling out with some friends. I think this is really good. And it's awesome that it's a free update and it works on all the maps. So
yeah, and one thing I will say to Respawn has done a very good job of updating Titanfall with new content that they haven't charged for. Of course, they've had their map packs, but I mean,
the cards, the burn pack.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. Credit to them because they've done what very few games do nowadays, and that's improve their game without charging people by constantly adding content.
Most people would have saved this stuff for a sequel.
That's right. So
Titanfall 2 would have had the burn packs and the 4-player co-op modes.
Props to them for that. One other thing before we go that we should probably mention is the Destiny leaks for the DLC.
Yep. And the fact that they're patching Atheon, push them over while you can. Matter of fact, by the time this episode comes out, it'll probably already be over. Sorry. You won't be able to. That patch is coming out soon.
By the way, Xur has the Suros regime.
Yep.
If tell them where to find them.
It
won't matter. By the time they get it, they won't be able to get the Suros, and you won't be able to find them. So
hopefully, if you're a Destiny fan like that, you've already know.
Yeah, everybody knows where Xur is the second he's out. So.
The first thing I set my alarm. Boom, wake up, go on the tower, find that mofo, and see what he's got for sale.
And then whatever he has for sale ends up turning up in the Crucible with everybody.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty upsetting for me because he ain't got nothing good for me this week. He's selling chest plates and the Suros. And I don't need a chest plate because I got a raid chest plate. And I've been had the Suros for like 3 weeks.
You're going to have some new raid chest plates to get here soon.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be 2 new raids. One of them is Crota's End, which will be on the moon, fighting the Hive.
That's all I've been doing, is playing Destiny and Sunset Overdrive. I'm surprised I'm still playing Destiny, but I am. Like I said, as many faults as that game has, you just can't stop playing it.
No, I'm not. I don't think it has a terrible amount of faults.
It's got a terrible amount of faults.
No. I mean, it has faults, yeah, but it's not as if it's a broken game.
There are some broken parts of that game.
Such as?
Parts of the raid.
That are being patched, that you don't want to get patched.
No, not that. Sorry, when you're fighting Atheon, he teleports. He's supposed to teleport 3 people, right? Sometimes he'll only teleport 2. Sometimes he'll teleport 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a patch. Hey, listen. One thing we've learned, especially from Bethesda games such as Fallout and Elder Scrolls,
is that releasing games with bugs is okay.
I didn't say that.
That's what we learned from Bethesda.
I did not say that. But it doesn't ruin a game.
Doesn't make it better.
No, it doesn't make it better. Nobody said it was making it better. I'm just saying it doesn't ruin it.
Like I said, matter of fact...
Put it this way. If it made the game that bad, you would not be playing it.
Well, that's what I'm about to say. Somebody I was playing with the other day said this. It's the game we love to hate.
Okay.
Everybody's still playing it, but yet they hate it. Like I'm in party chat playing with like 5, 6 other people. We're doing the raid. People do nothing but they're constantly talking shit about the game the whole time they're playing. Yet we're all playing.
All night.
Yeah.
All night.
All night.
And then playing the same mission over and over and over again.
And over and over and over. And the
Destiny
whole time,
is
everybody
like
talking
crack.
shit. It is.
Seriously.
For gamers, yeah. But see, now I've reached that point where both my characters are level 30. I've got the Vex Mythic class. I've got all you know, and now pretty much all I have to do is I've got a few guns that I haven't maxed out yet, you know. And once I do that, I got nothing to do until the damn next raid comes out.
Which you don't have to wait long for.
December, it's wild, man.
It's good because with great games coming out, if you want
Yeah,
to
it
be
is
stuck
true.
playing Destiny the entire time.
Oh no, horrible ass game.
I mean, no, look, I'm not kidding you. You would play Destiny and miss out on Dragon Age Inquisition.
I don't know, man. I was able to pull myself away and play Sunset Overdrive.
But that's because, like you said, you've pretty much already got everything you want. If you were still grinding at level 28, trying to get to level 30,
Yeah,
or do you think you would have?
Well, I would have had to review it.
No, you wouldn't have. You'd have bullshitted that review somehow.
I don't bullshit reviews, man.
You would have found a way to do this one because of Destiny.
But yeah. So with that, I think that is the end of our show.
I think so.
It's been a good one. We appreciate it, and we will catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Frag Radio.